Hey folks, it's Kerry in Stitches. It's Thursday the 15th of February and this is video number 12. I hope you all had a nice Valentine's Day if you did anything. I stitched and ate chocolate. My husband gamed and ate chocolate. It works in our house. We've had one of those fortnights. Still illnesses going round. My eldest pulled ligaments in his foot and the youngest had an ear infection. It's been busy at work this week because I actually did a full week. So, but all in all, everything's good and lots of stitching has been done. So let's move straight on. I'm going to go straight into whips, FFOs, and there's no FFOs this week. I've been too lazy and not done anything. Been too busy. You know when you really get into your stitching and everything else goes by the by. That's how it's been. So, and so many new floss tubes this week. I sat down just before I recorded this. I went through my subscriptions and added about 6 in the last 24 hours. So I have tomorrow off work. I have a ton of college work to do, but I'm not very good at getting on with it. Although I'm very good at telling my eldest to do his homework. Don't follow advice very well. So I think it'll be a floss tube marathon. I think I have about 40 videos in my to watch later list. Shaun the Sheep's back again. I love that mug. Right, I've been doing the Winter Olympics stitch along with Stitch Mania, and also with Whipocalypse. I can't say it. They both work nicely together. I picked 8 projects to work on over the Winter Olympics period, which is all on in the night in the UK. And as much as I like watching certain aspects of it. I like the snowboarding. Not that I've ever snowboarded or anything, and probably will never will. But I like watching the snowboarding and the curling. But it's all on in the night, so I've been watching the catch-ups and things like that. But I've been doing that, so I picked 8 projects, which I showed briefly last time. And I've been making really good progress. I'm really pleased with how it's gone so far. I wasn't sure whether I would take to the picking up, putting down of projects. I've done it before from time to time, and I don't mind it over a short period of time. I don't think I could do a different project every day all the time. So, right, let's start. So this is one of the first things I've worked on for this sale. This is my Cityscape by Zweigart, which was in A World of Cross Stitch, which I didn't bring in with me. 251, there you go, top of my head. All I've done is this little bit of pink, because that was just 30 minutes. One of the challenges was the skeleton. No, that's today. One of the challenges was speed skating, and I decided to do 30 minutes on all the projects in that I'd picked for the challenge, and did this one. So yeah, that was 30 minutes there, and I'm picking this one back up today for the skeleton challenge, which was Halloween projects. But I don't have any of Halloween projects at all, so this was what I was stitching on 31st of October last year. I actually enjoyed picking that up again. I kind of got a bit burnt out with it, even though I hadn't done much to get burnt out, but I think it was more of a slog than I thought it was going to be. So I'm pleased about that. I'm hoping to get the pink building finished tonight, which is just kind of a little checkerboard bin and grey, and then the pink roof. Okay, so day 2. I should have brought mine, actually. There we go. I can tell you what they are because I have my stitching journal here and I have a copy of the list. Oh, clever. Look at that. Oh, that's a blank page. Clever old me. Right. Let's let's not do it in order. Let's just pick random days. Okay, so day 3 was South Korea. Stitch on a Korean themed piece. I this one from Shiny Room, which I'm led to believe is South Korean because it's listed as soda stitch on so and so, and I did that. So not a huge amount, but not bad for a little bit of an evening's work. And then we have, okay, so we had Winter Olympics, stitch on any winter themed piece. Stone Street Stitch Works Winter Village, and there we go. So, excess fabric. I had only had these two done, except that one I had to frog the entire of it because it was half a stitch off. So I'm really pleased with the progress on that, and that gets another couple of outings before the end of the Winter Olympics as well. I forget when. Is it just one? Yeah, that comes out for the Olympic Village one as well. So I'm hoping to get another couple of the little mandalas done. Spring Frills by Just Nam. And that was, this was for medals, any piece requiring beads or metallics. Excuse me. Right, so there's that one. Ooh, shiny, shiny, not taking it out of the packet. So it does have beads, which I think they're funny sort of, they're called the peanut beads or something. Yeah, peanut beads. So those are going to be stitched on, and it also comes with a sparkly pin. Oh, there we go. Sparkly pin to put in the middle. So not a lot on progress on this so far. I've only done, I've done about an hour on this, I think. So that's about it. Well, there was not a lot in here at all. So I've done all of the bottom pansy and the dark green in this section. So that's coming on too, and that gets another 2 outings, I think. No, another outing, and that's for 79 nations, because on my Year of Whips list this is number 7, and the Japanese bookmark is number 9. So 7 and 9. Like a bingo caller then. 7 and 9, 79. Actually, I called bingo in an old people's home when I was 17 for a little sort of summer job. Yeah. Random fact. So this is Japanese Garden. So I'm actually going to show it you upside down because the chart is charted that way. Believe it or not. So it's, oh, that's the top. So massive amount I've done. I did this at the start of the month as well, and I'm just, this is great. I'm really loving stitching this, and that's going to be a present for my mum for her birthday next month. So I really have got to get it done, and that would be finish number 4 for Year of Whips, which will be also very good. And Spring Frills, as you can see, is coming on. Although I think it's one of those that looks like a little square, but there's a lot of back stitching and a lot of beads to go in yet as well. So that could take some time. Oh, yeah. I've actually done some work on my bust project. So I've finally finished stitching the tree. It doesn't look like anything particularly at all, this. Finished stitching the tree and done the white. So next up are the 5 birds that are sat in the tree. And then it's all pine stitches and snow. And I can't decide whether I'm going to do the beads for the snow. They're supposed to be Smyrna stitches, so I don't mind doing Smyrnas. It's on linen as well, so it's going to be, well, it's on even weave, so that'll be fine for them. Whether to do a mixture of both, time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. Time will tell. Have Faith was for the opening ceremony my most recent start. So there we go. I'm not particularly enjoying this one. I don't know, I get into it and then I stop getting into it, if you know what I mean. Just did a bit more on the breast of the bird. I think once the bird's done, I think I'll get into it. The flowers, I really like all the flowers around it, so I'm just not enjoying stitching 5 different shades of the mustardy yellow at the moment. So that bird's got all a back stitch. Alright then. So those were all the whips. Oh, and a new start there. So what we got next? So one of the other one that I've been doing for, which fell into, oh, where did it come into? Ah, the mascots. The white tiger and the black bear. Well, I remembered I had this to start for my friend's, that I'm doing for my friend for her baby that's due in April. So it came with Ada, but I swapped that out for some, I can't even speak tonight, some Witch Out Star Sapphire linen, and got that done. So actually, for a ridiculously cheap kit, and I mean it was less than £3, it's ridiculously cheap, it is stitching up beautifully. The chart is lovely and clear. Okay, it did come with Ada, but I switched that out. The floss isn't bad quality either, so I'm enjoying this one. So it won't be a chore to stitch it, even though it's a gift, and sometimes I do find that I get a bit kind of about stitching gifts, although I love stitching for people. But I think it's when you can't just stitch something you want to stitch as such, you're kind of stitching to I don't know. I'd stitch ATCs to themes, and I'm just completely disproving my own ideas. And speaking of ATCs, I did Love Never Fails from the Primitive Hair, freebie from Primitive Hair, which I'm sure everybody has seen. That's stitched in 4-ply thread from 21st Century Yarns. It kind of comes out a bit like a pearl, and I've just noticed a dodgy stitch on it. But it's really lovely. I've really enjoyed stitching that, and I've kept the chart because I plan to stitch it again. And I also, last weekend was one of those weekends where I couldn't decide what I wanted to stitch. So I basically stitched 4 biscornu and a couple of bits for some ATCs. Just because this scrap of Ada was sat there. I don't know where I don't know how it came about, but it was just sat there. I think I got it out to try for the ATC and then decided it wasn't, the design was too big for the fabric count. So I did those. So that is everything I've been stitching on this last couple of weeks. Oh, no it isn't, because I can't see for looking. I bought this kit just before Christmas, just after Christmas in a sale in Paper Chase, and I just was rooting in my footstool storagey cube thing for something a few days ago, and pulled this out and just started stitching on it. I am not the best at embroidery, satin stitch. Lolly would have a fit, her embroidery is beautiful, but hey, I like it, and I'm happy. Although it's come with loads and loads and loads of different colours. And I had some of the Christmas cards and the gift bag which this design's based on, and I'm not convinced where all the different colours would go. So, and there's literally no picture or anything, so just gonna wing it. Just gonna wing it. I may just kind of just stick to 3 or 4 colours. I had a couple of nice surprises this week in the post. I had a card from Abby, Top Knot Stitcher, which is really nice. And I had a card from a new stitch from Stash Pal Rachel, and she sent me this lovely Shepherd's Bush, that's the one, Shepherd's Bush chart. I couldn't remember what it was called then. So, and it should be a really quick stitch, so that's lovely. Right, piles grow. Cross Stitch Crazy came in this week as well. Some nice stuff in it this time actually. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm holding it carefully because I've used the cover kit as a page marker. So I won't. If people want to see flip throughs, I sub to all the UK mags. Well, I sub to 3 of the UK mags, and I would be happy to do flip throughs for people if you'd like to see them. So we have some hen do's, elves, I think they are. What does it say? Oh, 7 dwarves. Dwarves, a hen do, or bachelorette party theme stuff. Black book bookmarks. I can't see. The rabbits, some cacti, Easter animals, which is a bit odd really, and a spring sampler. So there's some really nice stuff in it this time. That was the cover kit. It's a Doreen Jones one. I'm not convinced I'll stitch it, but it's something I might stitch for a lot. So I really love this one. It's by Sose Catano. I don't know. It's by that person there. So you tell me. But it's all whole stitches by the looks of things. Whole stitches and a bit of back stitch. It looks like quite a quick stitch. Oh, it's famous last words. But maybe I like it. I have, if it's whole stitches, I have visions of it being stitched over one on something to make it a bit smaller, because I like small. We've got cupcakes and hen do's and this is one of my favourite things, junk mail that was in it. These are Blackwork bookmarks by Leslie Tier. I love stitching her stuff. So I think they'll go on the list. I can just maybe 4 into the 4 done as a picture maybe. She posted a redo of her Blackwork lady that I'm stitching on her Facebook page, and I commented and put my picture that I was doing stitching of it, and she commented back, so fangirl moment. She just said, "Oh, that looks lovely. Looking forward to seeing the finished. Please post your finished picture when it's done," or something along those lines. So I tried to get a bit organised and have kind of like a list for my all the things I want to talk through, and just kind of headings. I do it anyway, but I was kind of sat at work, did it at work. Because sometimes I find if I'm sat at work, it's easier to just do it and then get it out of my mind and then stop sitting there thinking, spending an hour sitting there thinking, typing a letter and doing what I have to do whilst thinking about Flosstube, and then, or thinking about stitching and things like that. So I tend to just scribble notes down. I quite often come home with post-it notes with rotations on. There was a blog post one I'd written yesterday, so it's easier just to spend 2 minutes writing it down and clear my mind. So, okay, Flosstube Fit Club. I didn't update last time. Maybe not the time before either, actually. But I mentioned a couple of videos ago that I had joined the Flosstube Fit Club. Although I'm not particularly active in posting, I have been trying to watch what I'm eating and encouraging a little bit more healthy eating. My husband bought me a really nice new cookbook by the Hairy Bikers, which has some fantastic meals in, so I've made 2 or 3 things out of that and marked 20 to do. I'm just trying to be a bit more conscious about what I eat, and it's really working at the moment. I am calorie counting with an app on my phone, which I can't show you because I'm recording on my phone, called My Net Diary. It's really good. It works for me. So I'm lost about half a stone. I put a pound back on, then lost it again. So it's kind of, I'm having a bit of a peak and trough kind of thing, but I've lost a bit of weight and I'm happy about that. So still a long way to go, but you've got to keep going at it. And I think the fact that if it takes longer, it's probably a good thing, because it's at least the weight's more likely to stay off and the changes will be a little bit more of lifestyle changes rather than just a crash diet. Although I will be having one of my favourite treats later, Turkish delight. I do love my Turkish delight, and hubby bought me some for Valentine's Day yesterday. Not a big posh box of chocolates, just something that he knows I really like and fit within my diety food watching goals. Let's go. I don't like the word diet. Let's go with diety food watching goals. Because why say one small word when you can say 4 longer ones? So, I didn't tell you what my plans. So that's Flosstube Fit Club. I have got appointments haven't been so done really, for, as dentist's already booked in. I'm not due at the opticians for another couple of months. Everything falls around beginning of April, so they'll all be done then. So new starts and plans. That lot over there. So I think everything that I've shown you tonight comes up again as part of the Stitch Mania Winter Olympics, and my new start for February is this one. I've got most of the called for threads. I've just thrown some weeks on the floor. What doesn't amaze me is, let's just shuffle those two, or makes me laugh I guess, is these are both called Blue Spruce, and they're so different. Actually, we'll look and see whether they match my jumper, but they are quite different greens. So it's not the called for red. I bought this one just because I wanted something to make the pile of threads look pretty that I'd ordered. But it does need a red, although it's supposed to be crimson. I actually think it works quite well with them, so I think we'll probably go with it. Unless I start stitching and go, oh, I don't like that at all. And I'm just looking, so crimson is one. And it is pretty much odd stitches here and there, so, and all the specialty stitches, which will be fine. Yeah, we're going with it. Decision made, and it's being stitched on the tea and coffee dyed Ada even weave that I used the Lizzie Kate on, and that's been the shocker this week, hasn't it? Lizzie Kate retiring, so mass panic buy on the charts and whatnot. I haven't bought any. I do like Lizzie Kate designs very much, so I won't be panic buying because I will get them if I can get them. If I can't, there will be other designs in my stitchy life that I'll love just as much. So, because I kind of feel if there's one out there I absolutely love beyond, I would have already bought it. I think I've got a couple upstairs already. I'm just looking at my wish list to see what is on my wish list, which I haven't been writing in that much lately. Let's find the wish list tab. There we go. So Lizzie Kate I've got Promise Me on there, which I think is going to be a tricky one to get, and the Coffee Time one, which Danielle's sister Easter stitched, oh crikey, probably 12 months ago. And that, yeah, so I have 2 on my wish list. So I don't think I'll get those too if I see any others that I like. I stitched one bought one last month, the Christmas sampling, which is a really sweet design, and I like stitching that. So we won't. Oh, lost my train of thought then. I'm not going to panic by them. I like a lot of them, but not enough to go, oh, I must get them now. But I know there are lots of stitchers who do feel like that and really do like them. So get them while you can if you want them. If you don't worry. That's how I kind of see it. Right, we've done that. Looking around. Lost my list. Okay, so you've had FOs, just my two little ones. FFOs, none of those. I need to make those ATCs up this weekend though. All the whips, the plans, and the haul. Not very much haul at all. I've given you my Flosstube Bit Club update. So let's move on to the sprinkling of the Stitchy Kindness chart stash pass. So last time I offered these ones, and we have winners for them. So given that there weren't any more than 3 people wanting any of them, I did random all them, but because I use my phone to film, I can't do that here because I didn't think about getting the laptop out. So I did it at work, and there we go. Everybody got a number, and I randomed it. I did. So Dawn, snowman chart's coming to you. Nobody wanted this one. It's going back in the box, which is still on the chair next to me. It's going back in the box. That'll come up again at some other time. The Cookie Bear cross stitch is going to Verpy, so if you can, I'll pop my email address down the bottom and you can contact me with your mailing address, and I'll get that in the post to you beginning of next week. I'm hoping to do a big post office run next Tuesday because I've got a ton to post. And Kathy, you won this one. So again, if you can give me your address, I will comment on the I will comment on your comments so that you get a notification. So get in touch with me and I'll get those in the post to you. Right, charts for this time. I hadn't even noticed that. Another Cookie Bear. I think this might be one of World of Cross Stitching's favourites. So, the rules: you need to be over 18. Don't mention the giveaway. Be a subscriber. Feel free to shout it out on your Flosstube if you have one. And please comment, I would like to win, followed by, for this one, Cookie Bear. I need to put it in a separate part so I don't get them muddled up. And then we have little chart book, Springtime Cuties. That's quite cute. Anyway, so there's this one. There's 12 charts in there, all small, rough, but they average around 40 by 40, so some are a bit less. So I would like to stitch Springtime Cuties, and that was from World of Cross Stitch. We have that's the chart. This one. This is Blue Tit and Clematis Giant Chart from Anchor and Coats. So if you're a DMC stitcher, you will need to convert it to DMC, but it's very pretty. So I think I would like to stitch the birds, might be easier for that one. And lastly is this floral bouquet. So I would like to stitch the beautiful bouquet. So if you fancy any of those charts, just leave a comment below, and I hope, you know, the odds are pretty good, to be honest. We had 6 comments for the other charts, so the odds are pretty good. If so, right, okay, where are we at? I think basically that's it for this time. Thank you all for watching. I've had loads and loads of new subscribers recently, so a big huge welcome to you all. Thank you to Dawn and to Shannon for my shout outs. And if anybody else has shouted me out, thank you very much to you too. I am so behind with Flosstube, it's crazy, but hopefully I can catch up over the weekend. Yeah, so thank you for all your likes and the comments. I think I replied to everybody, so thanks ever so much. I hope you all have a great weekend. We're heading into half term in the UK, so some schools had it this week. Mine are off next, so we will see what that has planned for me. I'm not anticipating any extra stitchy time despite having 3 days off work. We have passport applications to sort out, and lots of usual school break stuff to do with the kids, and I'll have college work because I've been really bad, and despite saying I really need to get on top of it, I haven't. So look, tomorrow I'm not stitching. I would like to be stitching. Tomorrow I am writing my essays, and so send good positive thoughts to me, because believe me, I'll clean the oven before I will write an essay. I am a very good procrastinator when it comes to that. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.